The first episode of the brand new Game of Thrones show, A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, has officially dropped over on HBO Max. So I went ahead and I checked out the first episode. Now, the first time I watched the episode, I was like, okay, for a first episode of a brand new show, I'm like, it was okay. But what I was really looking for, I was like, okay, what is the point of this series? Where is it trying to take us to? And kind of like, why did they decide to move forward with this show versus a bunch of other spinoffs that they also had pitches for? But they decided to, hey, hit the green light for this one. They saw the pilot and they liked what they saw, obviously. So what I did was I went back and I was like, let me just watch the episode again. And on my rewatch of the episode, I enjoyed it a lot better than the first time I watched it. And now I'm a lot more excited about what's going to come in these later episodes. Now, I'm a little bit concerned because this show is only 6 episodes. And this the first episode was essentially the longest episode. First episode was 42 minutes long, and episode number 2 will be 33 minutes. Episode 3 will be 31 minutes. Episode 4, 34 minutes. Episode 5, 37 minutes. And episode 6, 31 minutes. So your first episode is way longer than your season finale. And honestly, just looking back on it, I was like, man, this is kind of one of those things where you could have dropped episode 1 and 2 at the same time. And just when I was doing the calculations and adding up the numbers, I was like, they really could have just like turned this into a movie if they really wanted to, kind of like cut out 30 minutes of this, added all the episodes together, and actually like turn this into an actual movie and give it a movie level production. You could have been, it could have been the first ever Game of Thrones movie, first ever, either straight to streaming or if they put it in movie theaters, whatever they wanted to do with it. But just based off the number of episodes and the length of the episode count, you could have just did a movie instead of kind of doing this mini series versus for 6 episodes. Now it is going to get a season two that's pretty much already greenlit. And like I said, as far as this first episode, I think it was pretty well done. I'm much more excited about what's gonna come down in the later episodes. I did watch the trailer a little earlier in the week, so it got me a little bit more excited for it. But so far, so good. I do know that they do mention Sir Duncan in the original Game of Thrones series. It's like very briefly in one of the seasons they mentioned him, Sir Duncan the Tall. And now this is his story that they decided to go ahead and tell about Sir Duncan the Tall and his squire Egg. So I'm excited moving forward. I think I'll probably watch episode 2 and 3 back to back because they're only 30 minutes apiece. So I'll probably end up try to watch those back to back if I can. But kind of we'll see how it goes. But I'm looking forward to this series and kind of like how is it all gonna play out in the